brings me to the three major pillars of, for me, as you said, global education there are. It's the mobility of communication. I just want to quote one of our famous philosophers, Wittgenstein. He says, "The limits of my language are the limits of my world." So I think if we want to look beyond the situation nowadays, I think we have to train pupils, we have to train the young people to acquire languages, and language are always connected with culture, always connected with different ways of living. I just want to quote Professor Gogolin from Hamburg. She speaks of you are being aware of something different. Finally, you accept it, you tolerate it, but tolerance is not enough. You appreciate the difference, and finally, maybe you change your attitude. It's also a mobility of thinking. I think in order to be capable of understanding what is happening, mobility of thinking is very important, and this could only happen if you look at things from a different angle and in a different way to do that. And finally, it's the mobility of interaction, and that's where we come in. I think it's really essential that we must promote international internships, that we must promote any kind of cooperation, because if you widen the horizon of the future generation, then finally you will have got the chance to develop people who are more than just followers of persons you have just described. So summing up, I would say, yes, we should do whatever we can do of bringing people together. And I would like to finish up with another quotation, one of my favorite ones, by Karl Jaspers, a German philosopher, and he says, bringing people to freedom means making them communicate with each other. So thank you.
Well, thank you, Franz, for ending on that very enlightening note. I think European Horizons, both more generally and in the NYU chapter, does strive to do this, to bring people together, to encourage communication, mobility of thinking, research across borders, and certainly a vision of the way in which, through our communication, we can exchange ideas on a diverse number of topics. And I think we've had in our three presentations a great diversity in terms of thinking, in terms of analyzing the present context in the different countries, in Hungary, in France, in Austria, and of course in Europe.